Welcome to Noble Buddhist, where we explore the wisdom of Buddhism. Today, we begin an enlightening journey into the heart of Buddhism, the Four Noble Truths. These are not just philosophical concepts, but life-altering teachings that can lead us towards a path of understanding, compassion, and liberation. The first noble truth is the truth of suffering, or dukkha. It acknowledges the inherent suffering within life, the pain we all experience. The second noble truth is the cause of suffering, or samudaya. It explains that our desire and attachments often lead to this suffering. Then we have the third noble truth, the end of suffering, or nirodha. It provides hope, stating that suffering can indeed be ended. Finally, the fourth noble truth is the path to end suffering, or magga. It offers a practical guide, the Eightfold Path, to achieve this cessation. Now we delve deeper into each of these truths to truly understand their significance. The first noble truth is the truth of suffering, known as dukkha in Pali. This term, dukkha, is a rich and complex concept that goes beyond our typical understanding of suffering. It's not just about physical pain, but it encompasses mental and emotional suffering too. It's the unease, the dissatisfaction, the inherent discomfort that comes with existence. Buddha taught us that life, in its essence, is filled with this dukkha. From the moment we are born until the day we pass away, we experience various forms of dissatisfaction. It could be as simple as the dissatisfaction of not getting what we want, or as profound as the existential angst of living itself. Why is it important to acknowledge this? Because it is only by understanding dukkha that we can begin to seek a way out of it. Just like a doctor diagnosing an illness, we must first recognize our condition before we can cure it. Understanding dukkha is the first step towards enlightenment. The second noble truth is the truth of the cause of suffering, or samudaya. The wisdom of Buddha teaches us that the root of all suffering originates from our desires and attachments. It's a profound concept, yet it's wrapped in simplicity. Let's try to understand it better. Imagine you're craving a slice of your favorite cake. You're not just wanting it, but obsessing over it. That obsession, my friends, is a form of suffering. It's a desire that has taken hold of your peace of mind. Similarly, attachments to people, to possessions, to ideas, they all tie us down, creating a cycle of suffering. And what fuels these desires and attachments? Buddha identified three roots of suffering: greed, hatred, and ignorance. Greed for more, hatred for what we dislike, and ignorance of the true nature of things. These roots are deeply entwined within us, forming the bedrock of our suffering. To overcome suffering, we must first understand its root causes. The third noble truth is the truth of the end of suffering, or nirodha. This is a profound concept that lies at the heart of Buddhism, offering a beacon of hope and a path to liberation. Nirodha, in its simplest form, is the cessation of suffering. It's the extinguishing of the fires of desire, aversion, and ignorance that keep us trapped in the cycle of suffering. Buddha taught that it's possible to end suffering. It may seem like an uphill battle, but it's achievable. The key lies in letting go, in detaching from desires and attachments that bind us to our suffering. It's about understanding the impermanent nature of all things, recognizing that clinging to anything leads to suffering. This doesn't mean that we should renounce all joy or pleasure. Instead, it's about seeing things as they really are, without the clouded lens of desire and attachment. The end of suffering is not a mere concept, but a reachable state of being. The fourth and final noble truth is the truth of the path to the end of suffering, or magga. This truth lays out the Eightfold Path, a roadmap to end suffering. It's like a compass guiding us through life's storms towards the tranquility of enlightenment. Let's briefly touch on each aspect. First, right understanding. It's about seeing the world as it truly is, not as we believe or fear it to be. Second, right thought. It urges us to approach life with compassion and love. Third, right speech. It encourages us to use words that are truthful, kind, and beneficial. Fourth, right action. It calls for ethical and honorable behavior. Fifth, right livelihood. It means earning a living in a way that doesn't harm others. Sixth, right effort. It's the commitment to personal growth and improving one's character. Seventh, right mindfulness. It involves being fully aware and present in the moment. And finally, right concentration. It pertains to the mental discipline needed for meditation. By following the Eightfold Path, we can achieve the cessation of suffering and attain true enlightenment. To recap, the Four Noble Truths are the essence of Buddha's teachings. They encompass the truth of suffering, its origin, its cessation, and the path that leads to this cessation. These truths are not just philosophical concepts, but practical guidelines to navigate life's challenges. They illuminate the reality of existence and provide a roadmap to attain a state of enlightenment. Understanding and practicing these truths can guide us on a path towards enlightenment. Thank you for joining us on Noble Buddhist. Until next time, may you find peace and wisdom in every step.